Welcome to December's grounding meditation. I'm Molly McCandless. Tonight, you're going to look at and clear some energy of demands that are in your space. When people place demands in your space, this can not only be depleting, but it also takes you out of present time. It can also interfere with what you're creating for yourself because there's no time to create what you want to create when you're so busy fulfilling other people's demands. Now, you can also place demands in your own space, filling up, your time with projects and demands, so you don't have the time to slow down and look at your own life, and that can be uncomfortable. So it's through grounding and clearing, being in this healing tonight, that you can create the space to be in present time, heal yourself, and create healthy boundaries with others. And that is part of saying no to demands that you just are not in alignment with, we'll say. And then conversely, we'll make sure that you're not putting demands in other people's space. I mean, we can do the same to other people. We have to remember that it's not always just people doing it to us. A lot of times we place energies in other people's space. And so real quickly, back to demands. Demands are a controlling energy. They can come from fear. They may come from people who want you to create for them because they feel limited in their ability to create. It can come from an expectation that you made with through an agreement with another soul. So there's many different ways that demands can come into your space. From bosses, friends, families, entities like schools, your schools or groups you're involved with, from your community. If you have a hard time saying no to demands, which can be complicated when it comes to work. So let's say reasonable demands from, your bosses or coworkers or people outside of work. What you're going to do tonight is look for the picture that energy comes in on in your space. What I mean is we all hold energies in our space that people hook into. Tonight, we're going to specifically look at the energy or the space where people hook into a picture in your space around the energy of demands. If you tend to not be able to say no to demands, there's a place is held in your body, in a chakra somewhere in your body, where you've been programmed most likely to not be able to say no to demands. The picture could go all the way back to childhood. Maybe your parents ran their energy that way and taught you that you must always say yes, or it could be through some religious programming. That doesn't allow you really to feel comfortable saying no or setting boundaries. So the energy literally looks like a picture. Like it could be like a snapshot, even like what you take with your phone. Those pictures will sit somewhere in your body or in a chakra. And what you're going to look for tonight, and I'll walk you through all the steps so you don't have to worry about how are you going to find this picture. I'm going to have you settle into your body and then find the picture, tune into it, and then I'll tell you how to pull that picture out and clear it. And then we'll go through releasing specific demands out of your space. But unless you pull that picture out where people can keep hooking in, that like weak spot, that vulnerability, the programming, a trauma, whatever it is, unless you pull that out, people they're going to constantly be able to come back into your space and program you. And then you're like, I want to get out of these demands, but you're not comfortable doing it because literally, because literally you are not able to. So let's go ahead and get grounded and we'll get started. Take a couple of deep breaths and relax. Close your eyes. If you're laying down, just make sure you don't fall asleep. If you're sitting up, then make sure that your back is straight, your feet are flat on the floor, your chin is level. Sitting position, in a sitting position or without your limbs crossed is better so that you can release more energy. Go ahead and pull your energy in around your body. That's really your aura. So typically your aura spreads out throughout the day. So you want to just collect up your energy. You can scoop it in with your arms, but you want your energy to be around your body about 2 feet on all sides. If you have a current grounding cord, go ahead and release it and create a new one in present time. And how you do that is you focus in on the base of your spine. You're going to connect the base of your spine where you have your root chakra. It's that little spinning vortex of energy. You're going to imagine a line of energy that goes down through the layers of the planet. Don't overthink it. Goes down through the layers of the planet, plugs into the crystalline core. If that line of energy, if you could imagine it, say, looking like a hollow tube, a giant tree trunk, something that's open and hollow, though, is great because it allows you to release more energies with ease. And this is a no effort space. So once you make that connection, gravity begins to work with that grounding cord to pull the energies out that you are looking at releasing or you're choosing to release. And imagine that you can widen that grounding cord out to encompass your hips. I like to have my grounding cord nice and wide. So it's as wide at your hips as it is in the middle, as it is in the center of the planet. So you're walking in it, you're driving in it, you're sitting in it, it goes everywhere with you. The first energies you're going to release tonight, let's just go ahead and we'll get to demands, but let's release a few energies out of your space first. So taking a couple deep breaths, I just want you to tune into any stress you're holding on to. Tune into your body. Where do you feel stress? And allow gravity to pull it out of your body, drown your grounding cord all the way to the center of the planet where that energy gets recycled. Do you hold stress in your head, the back of your neck, your stomach? Tune in and release. I want you to tune into your body and release any fears or worries out of your space. What are you holding on to that's keeping you out of present time? Release the energy around communication. Words you spoke today, whether you spoke them in person with somebody or any verbal electronic communication. So tune into your body. Where are you holding on to words you didn't get to say or communication with other people? Allow that energy to release out of your body, and you might really feel it in your throat chakra. So tune into your throat chakra. If you did a lot of communicating or you didn't get to say words, tune in and allow that energy to release down out of your body, down the grounding cord into the center of the planet. Okay, now imagine a large golden sun above your body, just a simple golden sun sitting a few inches above your head. Imagine that you can bring all that wonderful gold energy through the top of your head and allow that energy to saturate all your cells and organs, to replenish your body and your spaces and places in your body where you just released that energy from. There's that balance. When you release, you have got to replenish. Okay, now we're going to start looking at the energy around demands. Really settle into your body, feel your body and where you are right now in present time. Take some breaths. As you tune into your body, I want you to ask yourself where or when you got programmed to say yes to demands. So just ask yourself, where am I holding this energy or picture of being programmed to say yes to demands, or, not able to say no? I guess you could say, look at it either way, but where is it that that picture sits? You might feel it in part of your body, like your solar plexus, which is your upper stomach. Maybe you feel it in your throat, your heart. It could be anywhere in your body. So I'll give you a moment to find that space, which might start feeling uncomfortable when you ask yourself that question. That will be where you want to go to start feeling into where that energy is held. That picture that I mentioned earlier, that picture that was programmed into your space. So if you don't see the picture, you might just have an awareness. I mean, your picture might be so vivid, like, oh, I remember when my parents yelled at me for, not doing something, and that, I always need to listen to them, or an authoritative person or person of authority. Uh, those are the pictures that you're looking for. If you don't have the picture, but you have a sense of the time period or that feeling, that's what you're tuning into. And remember, emotions might be coming up for you right now, because this could be highly charged. If you've been a person that has had never was able or have never been able to say no to demands, this might be highly charged when you realize that you got programmed to always say yes, or programmed to not have a voice to say no. So you have a grounding cord on your body that you can release energy out of your space if you're feeling activated in your body and uncomfortable right now. And when you have that feeling that's held somewhere in your body, literally it could be anywhere, top of your head. I doubt it's in your knee, but I don't know, it could be, but it's probably in one of your main 7 chakras, somewhere in the core of your body. I want you to tune into that picture, and then either with, the motion of your physical hand, or just creating the image of your psychic hand, I want you to imagine that you can go into your body and pull that picture out. If you don't see the picture, then you're going to pull the energy around it, or what you have sensed is being held in that space. So literally, if it's in your stomach, you could imagine grabbing that energy with your hand pulling it out. So you're pulling all of that picture and all the pieces that belong to that picture. You're pulling it out and you're holding it in your hand. And then with that energy still in your hand, I want you to create the visual of a gold rose out in front of you about 2 feet. Just a little floating gold rose. And you're going to take that picture or that energy in your hand and place it into that gold rose. Then I want you to explode that rose so it just blows up and blows into a million little pieces of gold glitter or gold dust. By exploding that rose, you're turning that energy back into neutral energy. Once you pull a picture out, though, you need to fill that space back in. So now with your hand, imagine you're holding either the visual of your hand or your physical hand, you're holding a ball of gold energy, and I want you to fill that hole in where you took the picture out of. Once you take a picture out, you need to fill back in with gold. Good job. If you weren't able to find the picture, that's okay. You're still going to be able to release the energy of demands tonight. Maybe through this process, you'll create enough space to be able to find that picture later on. So this is being recorded. You can go back to listen to this again and repeat the process. And you probably should, because you may not be able to get all of this out of your space at one time. Okay, take a couple deep breaths. Now we're going to look for some energy of demands in your space and specific demands and release them. So tuning back into your body, start at the top of your head and sense if you're holding on to demands in your head. Maybe this is where you are processing some pictures or energy of how you're going to fulfill those demands, or how am I going to make this project happen? Maybe you're overthinking the energy of the demands, or how you should have said no, but you said yes. And so now you're making the story up in your head, or whatever that is. Tune into your head. If you sense there's energy of demands, release it out of your body and down the grounding cord to the center of the planet. You may even feel it as a pressure in your head. So you can imagine that gravity is able to pull that pressure in your head down through your body into the center of the planet. Know that if you cannot release an energy, you might be in resistance to releasing it. Maybe because of the energy of responsibility. You feel guilty if you're not fulfilling somebody else's demands. Perhaps you feel when people ask or have to place demands in your space, that makes you feel needed. So really be receptive and honest with yourself. If you can't release an energy, ask why. And whatever you find around that space, see if you can still release that energy that's attached to the resistance out. want you to tune into your throat chakra or your throat. That's your fifth chakra. When you think about saying no to people's demands, does your throat tighten? If so, focus on that part of your body and release the held energy around saying no. You might even say the word silently inside yourself or aloud if you're alone. You could say no, no, no to demands, or specifically towards a person as you're saying no to what they're asking of you. And if that tightens up, really focus on releasing that held energy. Okay, tuning into the midsection of your body. You may feel demands lighting up in your heart chakra, around your upper stomach, your solar plexus, your lower stomach, maybe in your back. So tune into the midsection of your body, feel into the demands. Where are you holding on to demands and programming, and release it down the grounding cord? And as you're releasing this energy, you might even have a sense of people, specific people in your space. So I want you to look for people in your space who you know make demands on you. It could be on a regular basis, or, a lot of times we have family members who have an expectation of us to show up. So they'll place demands on our in our space. So if you have the sense of people in your space, you literally may see them or sense them in your body, or your aura somewhere. You can simply release them down the grounding cord. It does not hurt them. It's like you imagine a giant slip and slide, and you just let them slide right down the grounding cord. You could also ask them as a spirit why they're in your space. And sometimes getting that kind of communication is helpful, so you know why they're there and to look for them again. So I'm going to give you a minute to look for people in your space and release them. And remember, don't get upset with people if they are constantly putting demands in your space. Remember, you've had some picture in your space that's allowed them in. People can't get in your space unless you allow them in your space. So by getting upset with somebody, really, you just have to go back and look at yourself. And maybe there's other pictures in your space that you'll need to go back and pull out. Maybe it isn't just one space that people hook in on. Maybe there's many. So we don't get upset with other people. We just need to find the space that allows them in, and then release that energy, pull that picture out, blow it up, and fill that space back in. Then I'm going to give you about 2 minutes to tune into your body, your space, your life, and release out any specific demands that are unique to you. Do it the same way. Find the person, the picture, the demand, and release it down your grounding cord. I want to say one thing too. You might find expectations with those demands. I'm just thinking about that. People have expectations for you to fulfill these demands, and you might have expectations in other people's space, which when an expectation isn't met, there's some disappointment. So that's where if you put expectations or demands in other people's space, you need to literally collect your energy back up, which we'll do in a moment. But if you have expectations and demands that puts a lot of pressure on you, make sure that you're clearing those expectations around the demands as well. So expectations is just another energy. Okay, well done, everyone. As always, once you release, you need to replenish or you'll be out of balance. Above your head, create the image of a large, warm, golden sun. And this is where you get to start calling your energy back to you that's been left out in the world. You know, could be anywhere, in work, in the grocery store, in places with people. And remember, everywhere we go, we leave a little energy behind, even in electronic communication. So above your head, begin to pull your energy back. It could look like a vapor going into that sun, or you just have a thought that your energy is being collected back up into that sun. Call your energy back from demands that you sent out into the world. Maybe you had some energy that got loosened up in this healing that now that it can come back to you, that was stuck in some demands from the past. So continue to collect up that energy into the sun above your head. And when you're ready, bring that sun in through the top of your head and fill your body in completely, saturating all your cells and organs with that golden energy. So from the top of your head, your fingertips, the tip of your toes, you can even run some of that gold down your grounding cord so that you're gold from the center of the planet to the top of your head. And then let's create one more golden sun. And this you can replenish with some energies that you would like to have for the next few days or for the month ahead. Maybe you have a busy schedule and you're going to need a lot of vitality, focused attention. Create a sun above your head and add those energies into that sun as words written in gold or as just postulates. You could just see those float into that sun above your head. So it could be vitality, maybe some grace and ease. If you have a lot going on, maybe you need some helpful people and synchronicity. Could be health and healing, vitality, some validation for the fact that you're, showing up to do your energy work, self-love, joy, gratitude, anything else that you want, go ahead and put those energies into that sun. And fill yourself in with that sun, really taking the time to saturate all your cells and organs. And don't forget, you can use a golden sun anytime, maybe before you go to bed, to have the postulate that you get a restful night's sleep and wake up with a lot of vitality. Maybe you have something that you're trying to create through the day or something that you need, create a sun above your head and put that in there. Maybe you're going to have to drive somewhere and you need the traffic to flow or to find a parking space, or, it could be something bigger too, something that you're trying to manifest. Put those ideas, those pictures, those words and energies into that sun and fill yourself in, saturating all your cells and organs, because what you fill in with, your energy starts to match those energy vibrations. That's why it's so important to make it positive. So your chakras start to match that energy, which starts vibrating out into your aura. And that's what people feel when they see you or when you're out in the world, is the energies that you are carrying with you. All right. Good job, everyone. You can go ahead and take a couple of breaths, and when you're ready, you can come out of trance. For those of you who like to go on the, or like to join the sanctuary healing, again, it's the Wednesday, because I'm going to be traveling. It's the third Wednesday of the month, not the first Wednesday. And then also in 2022, I'm going to, where I used to have classes in 5-week series, I'm going to start having classes, one class a month to teach healing tools. That's on my website or in my newsletter, or just shoot me an email if you have more questions, but that starts in January, so not for a little while. Thank you all for being here tonight, and I wish you all a healthy and prosperous December. Happy holidays, everybody, and I'll see you next time.